Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Mortal Kombat XL. So with the release of the patch 2 weeks ago, the meta of the game has of course changed, and a lot of people have been debating as to who the new top tiers are. And there seem to be some common ones that everyone tends to agree on. Kitana, Mystic Ermac, Smoke, the likes. However, there's one character that is kind of still debated, and that is Tremor. And I'm basically making this video because I honestly think that Tremor, especially Crystalline, is definitely top tier. In fact, I think he's top 5. If not top 5, definitely just outside of being top 5. This character is ridiculously strong as of this patch. All variations of Tremor, but I think Crystalline has the edge over the other two because of some of his tools, which we're gonna look at today. So what did Tremor get in this patch? Honestly, he didn't get changed a whole lot except for, the general changes in the game that affected all the characters, like armored launchers being removed and basically that. So he no longer has armor on this. This still has armor, but this, oops, I can't do it. This doesn't. Finally, after like 4 tries, I get it. And of course, this doesn't have armor. So that is completely fair. They changed the whole cast like that. So of course, Tremor is going to change like that too. He still has armored moves. In Crystalline, well, of course, he has this. But in Crystalline, he also has this. The enhanced crystal toss. Interesting thing about this, aside from it being super plus, is that it has 2 hits of armor, which as of this new patch isn't that uncommon, but kind of Tremor has always had it. It is something that people never really tend to explore, that move. But more importantly, he got changes to some of his strings. This is now 6 frames, which is ridiculously fast. I can't think of many strings that start up in 6 frames. Of course, I don't know all the characters, but definitely very, very quick. And this is a great string, aside from the fact that the first hit is high. But I mean, if it's 6 frames, it should be a high. It is plus. It is special cancelable. You can go into a full combo. You can, if they block it, you can go into a low, which doesn't really work if you hit your opponent, but yeah, this is a great string. Again, aside from it being high, a high starter, but it's 6 frames. So if you need something to punish your opponent with, they do anything unsafe, this is pretty much going to be one of your best bets now. Unless for a move that low profiles like a slide or something. Other thing he got, which is hugely important, is he actually now has a reliable mid. The problem with Tremor was always the fact that most of his good strings, which was that and this one, all started high. So any character that low profiles a lot, Melina, like any character that has good low pokes could basically poke out of a lot of things Tremor could do, because this move used to be ridiculously slow. Of course, it is no longer ridiculously slow, so again, Tremor actually now has a reliable mid, making his offense much, much better. This is pretty much your go-to string now. You can also go like this, and it's a launcher. But of course, you can mix up your opponent. The great thing about Crystalline was always the mix-up opportunities. This EX low Crystal Blast leads to a full combo, and of course, you can do it off of any string. So normally with the other Tremor variations, even the EX version of this move is just a knockdown. So the threat of that is still there, but the threat is definitely not as much as getting launched to a full combo. But you can still mix your opponent up, especially with the quicker mid. So you can go mid into overhead, mid-low, low, mid-low overhead. The only thing that I think that saved Tremor from being ridiculous is that this overhead is still reactable. So Yeah, that is, like I said, the only thing that keeps him from really being like top tier. Um, However, this is still kind of tricky. I'm not gonna lie. And plus, this is pretty much unreactable, except if they keep blocking low. So Tremor still has huge mix-up potential. This is his other important string. It's a low starter. You can do the same thing as with the other one. You can go into a triple low. You can cut it off at any point and make it into an overhead launcher. So yeah, really solid mix-up potential. One of his strengths, and even like off of strings like that. The other really good thing that makes Tremor extremely powerful is that he still retained pretty good cancels. This move, of course, can be cancelled. And I think, people complain that a lot of run cancel characters suffered because of the patch, which I don't really play any of the run cancel characters, so I'm not going to go into that. But I think that characters that do this down cancel, like Predator doesn't do it, but basically any character that cancels like this, which there are a few of, Predator, Takeda, Tremor, who else? I guess Kano with the Kano ball, but that's different. I think these type of cancel characters are still extremely good, and Tremor was unchanged in this aspect. So this is a really strong option, canceling this, even though it is only 0 on block. With all his great mids and everything, it is unlikely that your opponent is gonna react to this. Plus, with the threat of armored launchers being gone, this is a lot less of a risk. This cancel is now a great option, which it always kind of has been, but even more so as of the patch. So you can go, even if your opponent blocks your mix-up, you can go and cancel it and either just block and keep yourself safe, or if you want to take a bit of a risk, go into something else. I'll go into how you can use this better in the corner. But yeah, still, mid-screen, it is still great. It just adds another layer of guessing games that Crystalline has. As you can see by these combos that I'm doing here, another strength of this variation is corner carry, which holds true for all the Tremors, but Crystalline really shines in the corner. And that is basically down to one move. Let's go into the corner for a second here. That is the down one, which is sort of the unique move that Crystalline gets. You probably know what this is. Essentially, this type of armored move. The normal version allows Tremor to absorb a hit and take less damage. As you can see, it doesn't last for a huge amount of time, but still, the EX version completely negates damage from one hit. However, the real strength of this is the fact, which I'll show in a bit. Let's record Scorpion doing something. I'll leave some time for me to get it up. So yeah, the real strength of this, aside from the fact that we take reduced damage, first of all, is that moves that are supposed to launch, like Scorpion's or Ninjutsu's, whatever that move is called, as you can see, it doesn't launch. It also doesn't have any knockback on it. And the reason that's really strong is that there are certain moves in the game that normally technically are unsafe, but they have so much pushback that you're not going to be able to punish them. Well, with Crystalline, that's different because this armored move allows you to be right in their face. So essentially this move is, oops, I did it too early there. This move is really good in the corner because it sort of acts as a less powerful version of Quan Chi's armored spell, in that your opponent is gonna have trouble getting out of it with like one hitting armored moves or any string or normal that hits only once. And of course the EX version, if you want to spend meter on it, allows you to completely negate damage. So yeah, this variation can keep you trapped in the corner really badly. Plus you have this option, which is not only a 2-hitting armored move, like I said, it is also ridiculously plus. So again, if you're in the corner against Crystalline, you are not gonna have a good time. He can keep you there, mix you up. His cancels are a threat. His mix-ups are a threat. You'll have a hard time escaping. And yeah, generally, like I said, it's just a bad time. Now, the final thing I have to mention about the Crystalline variation and Tremor in general, the last thing that I think makes him really, really powerful is that this character does not really use meter. You can spend meter on this, but you technically don't have to. You can spend meter on this, but again, you don't really have to because this is already ridiculously plus anyways. Really, in Crystalline, the only thing you're going to be spending meter on is this, if you want to have the mix-up. So that basically allows Tremor to break a ton. If he wants, he can use a ton of armored wake-ups. It just gives him a ton of options that, you know, some characters like Shinnok, who are super meter dependent, just like don't have. And he can get great damage without having to spend meter. Finally, this is a thing I'm going to show, but I'm terrible at doing this. I'm kind of practicing, trying to get better. Tremor technically still retains an armored launcher. This move, as you know, is armored. However, it is also a move that can be run cancelled. So technically, you can absorb a hit with your armor, run cancel it. Again, I'm terrible at this. I cannot seem to get this right. I have been practicing. It's just a new thing that I'm trying to get into. So yeah, you can run cancel it and go into a full combo, which again, technically is an armored launcher. It's not really. I mean, you're using up a lot of resources. You're using stamina, as well as a meter. But yeah, technically Tremor still retains an armored launcher. So yeah, I know that these type of videos, you know, like who's top tier and who's not, can be kind of controversial. But I honestly do believe this character is ridiculously strong and probably has a place on top of the tier list. I haven't even gotten into the other things like Tremor being very solid at zoning. All the hard to blockables which come from this, which is not always legit, but in the corner you can use it. So he has just all the tools to be really strong in this patch. Not only can he keep you out, once he gets in, it's gonna hurt. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, just giving my opinion here. Let me know what you think. Is this character top tier? Is he not? Again, I'm interested to hear what you guys think. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this MKXL video, and goodbye.